Besides winning championships, records are the greatest things athletes can achieve. And in overcoming the astronomical odds and becoming a pro athlete, and then actually being good at it, and then breaking a record that everyone on earth questions. Yeah, that sounds like it sucks, doesn't it? Well, here are the 5 greatest records to have ever been broken that got an asterisk attached to them. Now, some of these little stars were official and some were unofficial, but in every case, the very presence of the scrutiny of fans or simply from the interpretation of data makes them land on this list. You'll see what I mean. Number 5, Roger Maris, 61 home runs. You knew I was going to start with this one, right? In 1961, Roger Maris of the New York Yankees clubbed 61 home runs, surpassing Babe Ruth as the single-season home run leader. Or did he? In one of the most unfair things ever done to an athlete, Maris, who needed all 162 games that season to hit 61 bombs, was the subject of immediate derision because he did not hit his 61 home runs in 154 games, which Ruth did when he set the bar in 1927. So pretty much right after he hit his dinger, Maris got a good old asterisk attached to his record. And it wasn't until 30 years later, in 1991, that he would get official recognition. And it wasn't until a couple of years and cases of hypodermic needles after that that another asterisk-carrying bastard took the record all to his greedy, huge-headed self. Number 4, Donnell Humphries NCAA FBS rushing record. Just who the hell is Donnell Humphrey and why does he have the record for all-time rushing yards in D1 FBS? And why isn't it the draft bust we all know and love, Ron Dane? Because the NCAA, which loves tweaking rules, decided to start counting yards earned in bowl games after the year 2002. But since they didn't keep stats and records for bowl games before that, those yards don't count. So Humphrey, the former San Diego State Aztec, who finished his college career with 6,405 yards, is a few yards ahead of Ron Dane's total of 6,397. Except Dane's total including bowls is 7,125, like a shit ton of yards ahead of Humphrey. Even sportsreference.com lists Dane's total at 7,125 with an asterisk on every year. But don't blame Donnell though, he operated under the rules that he was given. Also, you should feel sorry for him because the Eagles drafted him. Number 3, Wayne Gretzky's goal record. The Great One pretty much owns every scoring record in the history of hockey. I can't even list them all. Just refer to the sentence I just said. He literally owns all the records. Except the one everyone remembers him breaking the most doesn't come free and clear of the old starfish. Before Wayne sunk his 802nd career NHL goal, people were already chirping a little bit about the fact that Gordie Howe has scored 174 goals in the WHA, making his total 975. Gretzky also played in the WHA 1 year and scored 46 goals, making his combined total, the NHL and WHA, 940. I wish I could continue talking about this, but this really does sound like the dumbest comparison ever, as the record for most NHL goals is for goals scored in the NH freaking L. Last I checked, the WHA is not the NHL. I dropped the mic, but mine's a Blue Yeti and I can't afford a new one. Number 2, Eric Dickerson, single season rushing record. Eric Dickerson was an amazing running back. Personally, I've yet to see a back come along that had the size, the speed, and the moves that Dickerson had. And in 1984, he set a record few have come close to and none have broken. 2,105 yards in 16 games. But before him came a man who was also amazing at both rushing for NFL yards and slashing two people's throats. In 1973, O.J. Simpson ran for 2,003 yards in 14 games. Extrapolated out from there, his per game rushing average of 143 yards would have given Simpson 2,289 yards on the season. Or conversely, if you took Dickerson's per game rushing average of 131, he would have finished that season with 1,841 yards, well short of OJ's 1973 total. Either way, it's kind of jacked that I would even mention OJ here because, I mean, Dickerson does have the record. It's really not worth arguing. And he has 2 less than OJ. Bodies, that is. Number 1, Ernie Shore's perfect game. I absolutely love this record as it is the example of finding out you have to go to work on your day off, absolutely killing it, and then not getting any credit for what you did. Sort of. So on June 23rd, 1917, Babe Ruth was pitching against the Senators at Fenway Park. Remember, Babe was a pitcher for the Red Sox before he cursed them. Well, after he walked the first batter, Ruth started mouthing off to the ump and got ran off of the bump. Apparently, Ruth was so pissed he took a swing at the ump and didn't hit much, kind of like an NBA fight. Anyways, Ruth and his catcher got run, and Ernie Shore was put in the game, where he promptly picked off the runner on first and then proceeded to get the next 26 batters out in a row, effectively pitching a perfect game. And at one time, the Guinness Book of World Records did list Shore's game with an asterisk in their book. It since, however, has been changed to a combined no-hitter, which is kind of crappy considering all Ruth did was cart his fat ass out there, not hit the strike zone, and then try to cold cock the ump. No wonder they traded him, right? How did that one work out? Agree with my list? Think I left any off? Want to do the research on some more because I couldn't find any others? Go ahead. I'm 5 Points Gaming, and you made it to the end of this video.